driving right now.
And you also gotta like make sure you don't ruin your rim.
Yeah. So there's very small. Like, I noticed it because I ran my finger against the rim. Pause. But the dude that changed my tire said it's still good. But my man said he got a guy for $100. He like fixes and replenishes your rim. So
does he really?
For $100.
I had somebody in the Bronx like that too. They use some type of a metal machine where they fucking like fold it back into place type of thing. Yeah. They've done that for me before because sometimes I'll ride on that rim, bro. Straight to the flat tire, nigga. I'm surprised that you stopped and you was like, let me just call AAA. That shit was
on rim, though. Like, the tire moved to the inside. I'm on rim and ground. You did that?
I've done that before.
Yo, you a gangster.
The fucking sparks was flying.
Yeah?
Up, nigga.
Where the fuck was you going?
You see sparks flying up.
You was running late?
Nah. I had a flat tire and I didn't want to pay for no tow truck. I didn't want to pay for nothing. So I was like, man, fuck that. It's only a mile away. We gonna ride on this rim.
Yo.
I rode over there and then he was like, Papi, your rim is messed up. We can't do nothing with this. What's up with you? He started talking to me. I was like,
Make you feel like a dick, right?
Yeah, I guess I fucked up. And then he was like, nah, no problem. Give me an extra 40. I'm going to use the machine and we'll bend it back. Because I was already buying a flat tire. So the flat was already like $80 for just the tire.
It was a used tire.
Then, it was a used tire. So it was like $80. And then I couldn't buy the tire without the rim at all. Yeah. So it was in his best interest to give me a deal.
You had nothing to do. Yeah, you just
it was in his best interest.
Happy he only charged 40 and not another 80.
Yeah, it was in his best interest to fix the rim so that he could sell me the tire. So, because if he didn't fix the rim, there'd be no way to put a tire on it.
Ain't nowhere for you to go, though.
Yeah, there ain't nowhere for me to go either. So I would have been screwed up.
Good old-fashioned Mexican standoff there.
Facts. Yo, talking about Mexican standoff, this was years ago. You seen the video of the Texas cop who got a call that there was men fighting, and he ran to, like, I guess it was like a shopping center. And when he got there was like 4 Mexican niggas trying to stab each other. They all were trying to like stab each other. They were all like in a Mexican standoff type shit. Yeah. And the cop didn't know who to like, because they were all trying to stab each other. She was like, put the knives down, everybody! Put it down! They didn't give a fuck. They fucking stabbed each other. I think one nigga died. They stabbed each other.
They were standing there
one
like
nigga
Spider-Man?
ran. Yeah, like Spider-Man. They was all trying to like stab each other. And it was crazy because there was like 4 of them. So they were like going this way and that way. And it was so many people and they weren't friends that they were trying to like just stab each other in different directions. Yo, I was like, yo, that's crazy. And he was like, yo, put the knife down. Everybody put your fucking knives down. Nobody put their shit down, nigga. They just kept poking.
Yo, what were they beefing over?
I don't know. I gotta find you that video. Yeah, and then finally one nigga stabs one nigga and then everybody dispersed, nigga. Like all 4 of them ran.
He won. It was like first one to 10.
first one to get a kill.
He said you it. Now
first
you
one to get a
kill and find us.
So they all scattered in different directions, and then the cop was trying to like give the nigga CPR because he had just gotten stabbed, but he fucking died.
Damn. Yo, what's the worst way you think of dying? I got my answer.
Worst way of dying?
Gotta be. Oh, actually, this.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of drowning.
Yeah, I think drowning gotta be the worst.
Drowning is pretty bad. I mean, if we're just talking about like normal deaths, yeah, I think drowning would probably be one of the worst ones.
I don't want you to get too creative here and be like 21 gun salute.
No, I'm thinking you mean like horror stories where you wake up in a coffin and you're like buried alive, that type of thing. That's pretty fucking but that's in a gruesome situation. That's not like something that would happen to someone. That's something that like it's gruesome. Fucking buried alive. I mean, it's not uncommon that people do get buried alive because what happens is very few people, but they have like some condition where their heart will stop and they'll completely die, but they'll come back after their heart stops, and they've been known to be dead for 4 days, some shit like that, with their heart stopped. And then they fucking wake up in a coffin. Yeah.
Wake up hungry as shit.
They just wake up in a coffin, nigga. It's crazy.
I feel like it would take a couple of hours. Like, if you've been asleep for that long, it's going to take you a couple of hours to realize you're in a coffin. You can be like, what the fuck is this?
I agree, because you...
What do you do?
Especially if
you do the Kill Bill and you try to just 1-inch punch that shit to death? But then you're gonna have all the dirt coming in.
Exactly, and you're gonna suffocate off the dirt.
Nah, man, you just keep a little. I think I could get out of it.
You think you get out? You keep a little
It
air
can't-
pocket,
yeah.
and you're gonna swim your way out? I don't think so.
Hit the little saliva to make the
I
soil.
don't think so.
You just gotta.
You should
listen,
watch.
and then you run.
Damn, what? Damn, there's so many VHSs. I can't even tell you which VHS it was because there's so many.
VHS.
You ever seen VHS? You ever seen the scary movie VHS?
Nah,
Nah, you ain't never seen. It's basically a clip movie. It's a scary movie, scary genre where everything is just fucking killing and all that shit. But anyways, the premise of the movie, and there's like 8 parts already. I'm surprised you've never heard of VHS. There's like 8 parts.
What
anyways,
does VHS stand for? Maybe I know.
video cassette.
Like it's a VHS.
VHS, video cassette. Yeah, so the premise of the movie is in every movie they go in and they find a stack of VHSs and they start popping them in one by one and they have like horrible, gruesome, just random stuff going on in each one and they pop the videos in and out and so there's like 8 parts of VHS. I don't remember which specific movie of VHS, but there is one movie where there is one segment because they're all clips and segments in that movie. Anyways, they have one where the girl's in a sorority and they're trying to haze her. And they're like, yeah, we're going to bury you alive, but there's going to be an air tube. You're going to have a bell. We got you. So they fucking put her under the grave.
Yeah, sign me up.
They put her under the grave. And then the rain starts fucking pouring. And then the mud caves in.
Oh.
And it fucking caves in the grave. Because they dig her in the grave. She goes in the coffin. They lower her down. And they dig the grave in. And then it starts raining. And the mud slides over. And she's trapped in there. And the girls start to panic. Because they were doing it as a hazing thing. So they start to panic. And they're like, let's get her out. Let's get her out. They can't get her out. So they all split. They just run away and they fucking leave her there. And she fucking dies. But the thing about that is it just turns into like a whole supernatural thing. Because then later on in the movie, all of the girls wake up in coffins. And then that girl, the one that died, is like creeping in through the coffin. Like you could see her dead face trying to like creep into the coffin. But yeah, it just reminded me of that movie because...
When did that come out?
Well, the first one has been out since like probably 2002. VHS been around for 20 plus years. They just made a new one.
Never even heard of it.
I just saw the last VHS they made, which was aliens. It was this whole alien thing. They got like different clips of like aliens that they made up. One was I remember specifically one because it was the coolest one. They're in a fucking plane and they're flying. They're seeing the sights and shit. And then the pilot's like, you see that? And there's like something approaching them, like very slowly. The shit is approaching them, and they're in the air. And they're like, "Yo," he's like talking to his co-pilot. He's like, "Yo, there's something over there." And nigga, that shit goes head on, boom, splashes the plane. Nigga, everybody fucking falls out the plane and shit. And a couple people, because it was one of those small planes, so I guess a couple people had parachutes on, so they survived. They land onto the ground. Yeah, so they survived. The pilots, they both dead because when the shit crashed, it fucking caved in the fucking whole front of the thing. So they died instantly. But there was a couple people on the board that had fucking parachutes. And when they get down to the ground, they got some alien shit chasing them. It was the last VHS. It's definitely not my favorite VHS, but it is definitely a good... It wasn't bad.
Do you believe in aliens?
I do. Didn't you ask me this question?
You did this last week?
I think you asked me.
I've been going around asking everybody, all right?
You've been going around taking the tally and shit?
Taking the tally. Nah, definitely. That sounds interesting. I never even heard of it.
Let me like this one first.
Oh, all right.
Did you see that there's a penis shot? There's a such thing that you pay fucking $2,000 and they give you a shot in your penis. And it makes your penis bigger and wider. But they said that the length only goes but so far. Like, you can only get, like, out of a couple inches out of each trial, and you only get, like, 3 trials for length. But they said the girth goes, like, far past. He said, I was watching this one doctor.
You got a bunch of dudes walking around with chodes now. This is crazy. I knew it would come, and I believe that I feel like male entertainers been on this for a minute. I'm gonna, it's like baseball. You got some athletes that were just juicing, and they records have an asterisk to them. And then you have some natural players. I like to consider myself a Derek Jeter, maybe Ken Griffey type. Natural player, no scandals of performance enhancers. But it, where do you want to go with it? It's dangerous, like roulette with your dick.
It's a gray area. So you don't want to be the first guy to die from a penis shot, but you also don't want to be the last guy to be like, damn, I could pay $2,000 and had a giant penis my whole life. So you don't want to be the first guy and you don't want to be the last guy. So you kind of want to be in the middle of this.
I think it's a case by case. You go with what's worked for you. If you feel like there's area where you can become a better player, then go for it. If you satisfied with how life has been, like I think I'm a pass on that, man.
You think so?
Yeah.
Even if it was like cheap, just to get like something bigger,
like,
per se.
Even if it was $200 and they was like 2 inches longer, I'd probably be like, nah, bro.
I probably would take that, especially for $200. That's a no-brainer. Come on, bro. You be out there like Magic Mike and shit.
There's a certain point where that girl don't want all that.
Facts.
You start fucking hitting the back, she start moving her fucking hip a certain way to try to block some of the meat from going in.
I've even heard some females say that they'll turn them away.
Yeah, I my day, I didn't like, although I had plenty, I ain't like girls under 5'5". I felt like it was just not enough space. Mouth didn't get open big enough, and
you hitting some rib cages and shit.
Just like
that type of thing, yeah.
Just don't want to hurt nobody. You get that tailbone be prominent or some wild shit.
So this nigga asked him on his podcast. This is a comedy podcast, but he asked him, "Would you rather die now or double it and give it to the Native Americans?"
I saw that. That's hilarious. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Thanksgiving is next week. Your birthday coming up too.
Facts.
I always remember that in tandem.
Facts.
You,
a couple days.
My son Dan, and Thanksgiving all be around the same time.
All the Thanksgiving, all the Sagittarius be coming up out of the woodworks for this
You
one.
don't be giving fire sign though. You be chilling. Wow,
Do other people give off fire sign? I never noticed this
actually,
particular.
I think Sagittarius is like the fun out of the 3 fire signs, so that makes sense.
I get that. I never really deal with astrology all too much, so I'm not too found in astrology.
That should help, bro. It should not the blueprint, but it'll give you a little some hints on some things.
Got you. I get that. Some girls take that way, way past the point of discussion where they're like, oh, you're this? Well, that means you're this way, and that's why you're doing this. Oh, I'm this way. That's why I do this. Like, girl, if you don't stop talking about the sun and the moon aligning together.
It's like a loose blanket. Like, it'll tell you some things, but can't predict. Unless you go really deep into it, like all the stars that are aligned on the day that you were born and the time you were born, and you really know how to position when your Pluto is entering Saturn or some wild shit like that.
You got some females that really go the extra mile when they're talking about astrology. I'm like, girl, this is not it.
I should be blowing you.
I'd be tired of hearing of astrology.
I like it. I like it when it's beneficial to me. When it makes me sound good, I'm like, yeah, Team Aries. It's not.
I recently had a girl. She stopped talking to me because of my political views.
Yeah, that's a thing.
But
yeah, surprised more haven't.
You know, my whole thing is that this girl has like so many sensory issues and so many like type of triggers, but yet she wants to talk about politics. And the moment I say my piece about what she just asked me about, it became a problem because
was she nice? Did she look good?
Yeah.
Damn, maybe you should just be like plead the fifth on that subject.
That's never my style. I'm always the outspoken person. Like, if you ask me something, I'm gonna answer you truthfully how I feel. That's just how I am. So when it came to that situation, I told her, and she noticeably got upset about it, but she didn't say nothing. We spent the rest of the day. Didn't text me back when she left, and then she finally texted me after a few days, talk about, yeah, I can't be with somebody because who deals with this transphobic. And I'm like, yo, every time you deal with a woman who is non-binary or says she's non-binary, it's always a problem. It's a touchy subject, but definitely
a lot of it is tough. It's like you gotta really word it carefully because everybody, like you said, she gets triggered. Things like really, do something to her that makes her want to respond.
Yeah, so
I be on my friendly shit, man.
I definitely
do
try to be.
Do. Peace, love.
I definitely try to be friendly, and I love everybody, but it's not even about anything social. The reason why I go that way politically is just money. It's just money. It's basically just money. So I just had that bad incident with her, and I was like, man, I can't believe people just stop talking to people over their own views and their own.
I think views. Historically, like, people were more tolerant, but I think with Mr. Donald, I think he represents a lot of like civil right issues. That is like it's not up for debate. I unfollowed mad people on that Trump shit.
Yeah,
I unfollowed at least 10 people on that Trump shit.
But would you personally stop talking to somebody just because they follow someone politically?
If it's just Donald Trump. It's just him at this point. It's like Putin. Like
I mean, I don't know what type of hate you got for that man.
He's a bad guy, man. He's a fucking terrible person.
We never spoke about him till he started running for president.
We never had no power.
Conversation about him.
He had no power, and we didn't know his true mind and like his beliefs. He on that white supremacist shit.
I mean, I don't really believe that, but I guess only time will tell. We got quite a few years to go before we can actually tell what this type of situation is gonna hold.
And next couple of years is gonna be crazy. Not like crazy like noticeably, but if you pay attention, a lot of shit regulations lifted on environmental protections, and we're gonna get out of like peace treaties with countries, and just the chess pieces that are gonna move. If the next president doesn't close them back up, we're gonna be exposed. Like America is the most powerful country, so we have to police the world. And Trump is on some. We ain't policing shit. We paying all this money to watch the world, but you do that, you get another world war where somebody's like, I think I could take this world over, make them all speak my language.
I mean, Tesla has gone up by like 60% in the last month, which is a crazy number to say.
For Tesla especially.
Tesla went up 60% in the last month. Bitcoin up like 15% in the last month. Coinbase, since it's tied to Bitcoin, went up probably another 30-40%.
But then what's the next step, right? You got all the money going to people with money. The people with money hold their money. They invest it, they save it, they buy assets. People without money, they boost the economy. They spend it, they buy Nike, Polo, Jordans. They keep the money circulating. Rich people hold it. So it's once you get rid of the middle class, I think the economy really suffers. You're just gonna have a polarizing poor and motherfuckers with money. The crime is gonna go up. Some people get paid.
Yeah, the distance between the poor and the wealthy, definitely the gap gets wider.
It's gonna get crazy, and I think without that middle class, you lose people who really prop up the economy. So the interesting thing is, though, like when you look at timelines, it's like 4 years really doesn't paint the picture of the damage or positive a president can do. It takes like 8 to 12 years to see that in effect. It's crazy to me that people are against Obamacare. Like before Obamacare, no one had insurance unless it was through your job.
What exactly is Obamacare?
It just guarantees, basically, the shortest way, it guarantees health care to everybody.
For cheap. You still got to pay for that. I'm pretty sure there's still a monthly coverage to cover. So, yeah.
I mean, before then, you had nothing, though.
They had plenty of, like, low-budget insurance companies.
You couldn't get them, though. You couldn't get, what's the word I'm looking for? Couldn't get coverage because if you had any pre-existing conditions, there's a documentary by Michael Moore where this lady, she had a yeast infection one time and she couldn't get health insurance because of a pre-existing condition.
I did watch both of those.
Even
what
now,
country to invade next is a good one too.
That's interesting. Even now, these insurance companies, which I think health insurance and education should be the best we got, and like we should really like treat that like it's a real privilege, and like if you, we got to put it's a business, both education and healthcare. That's where it gets sticky. That's why you get picked up by ambulance, it costs you $900. You take an Uber for 20. Why is it 900 in here? Nobody massage my feet on this ride.
Nobody pays for that shit, and then they get put into debt, and yeah, they get. But at least the good thing about it is that no medical debt goes on your finance credit. So there's at least that part of it that they try to protect us from substantial debt, because that'd be crazy.
I don't know. No one. It would be a third world country, because that health shit happens unexpectedly.
Facts, and it's very expensive, and it's like a debt to get up out of. That's why some people actually choose to work their whole life, because of just the insurance. They have kids, and it's that type of thing.
I ain't trying to do all that.
Health coverage. I had a coworker who had a child that needed a crazy surgery, over like $200,000 of surgery, and he probably got it for like a deductible of very cheap. I want to say like $200-300 deductible, and that's through my union. My
tens
insurance.
Of thousands of dollars, because then you gonna have to go in for like upkeep. You know, got check-ins after surgery, before surgery.
Even me, I had to deal with that, because
your shit probably was hundreds of thousands.
For those that don't know, I had Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, and I was diagnosed in 2022, and I went through chemo, and yeah, I got the best care. I can't even complain. I mean, I have still bills that I have to pay that deductible, but they call me and harass me all the time. I haven't paid it, because I figured when I get back to work is when I'll actually pay it. 'Cause, man, forget all that. They call me from Texas numbers all the time. I'm just weary of any number out of state.
And a lot of people don't even have
not picking it up.
They'll going through panic attacks knowing that they owe that type of money, and it's a trickle down effect. It's fucked up though, because Congress, it's all red now. It's all red, so a lot of these really radical ideas can easily go through and be passed. So we'll see.
I mean, yeah, that's
you got
true.
Like people from the WWE now running the United States of America.
Who are you talking about?
You didn't hear that? Laura McMahon is like the secretary of like education.
Man, yeah, I saw that she was with Donald Trump. I didn't know she got any position.
The secretary of education.
That's insane.
That's why the memes are going around like this September, and they show like a teacher like rock bottoming a student and shit.
I gotta see these memes. I haven't seen none of these.
Yeah. It's fucked up out there.
We have been culturally trained by memes. They just keep on cycling as the generation cycle. They cycle better. Political views and everything.
Everything is a meme now.
Is inside.
You watch the basketball game. LeBron misses the last shot. They got a million fucking things you never even thought of. Movie references and.
Yeah, the creativity is just through the roof on some of these. It's insane.
Random, but I thought of it looking at the Pokemon in the bag. You got any tattoos?
Nah, I don't. Do you?
Yeah, I got a bunch.
You got a bunch of them?
Trying to fish to see. Would you get any tats?
Nah, no? I've never been.
At this point, no.
Nah, I've never been fond of tattoos on my body personally. Mm-hmm. I've also been turned off by tattoos just because I grew up watching my father complain about the tattoos he had when I was younger, and it turned me off from getting tattoos when I was younger. And then by the time I turned into an adult, I was like, man.
Yeah, at a certain age, you're like, I ain't got them. I ain't need them.
There's no need for any type of tattoos. But they make some really great tattoos.
Nah, the artists have gotten so good over the years.
You willing to drop some G money?
You just gotta,
it's a car payment. That's a decent car you'll fucking put in tattoos on your body.
Yeah, there's a couple thousand of tattoos in mine. The sleeve I do in pieces. I try to do 500 to 1,000 at a time, but more closer to 500, and hopefully only a few more sessions.
A few more sessions. How's the pain?
Oh, I hate it. Every tattoo I've gotten, and I have a high pain tolerance. Every tattoo I've gotten within 5 minutes, I'm literally in my head like, why the fuck did I do this? And then the other voice is like, you dickhead, you already started. You already got some, and this one's already started. Good luck. I hate it. I hate the feeling of tattoos. I'd rather take paintball to the neck. I'd rather fucking get in a fist fight. I've been hit by a car on a bicycle. I'd rather do that again. If I could do that every time, the same pain and even the whiplash I got after that, I'll do that 3 more times before 3 more sessions.
I've never heard no one say that.
I hate it. It's a needle just vibrating on your skin.
Some people love that. Like, they just enthralled by that feeling.
There has been times where I wasn't getting a tattoo and I'm like, man, I want that feeling. But that feeling has never been satisfactory. I thought I wanted that feeling.
Exactly. I was just going to say, so why would you actually think that you wanted it again if it was such a bad process?
I don't know what it is. It has to be some type of psychological fucking reasoning for it.
I guess I know the feeling because I've done acid a few times, and the first couple times I did acid, I guess it was very low dosage, so it was great. Just very euphoric, lights flashing, and just very smooth. Man, the last few times I've taken acid, and I did it probably 3 times consecutively, where I was like, okay, I'm never doing this again because it's just very overwhelming. Just you're strapped down for the ride for 14 to 20 hours.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
And for me,
I was time
borderline panicking. I was seeing seeing shadows.
Because you got everything recorded in here.
I
had pacing back and forth, laying down.
I have watched
putting
myself.
the pillow over your head.
That's not the craziest part, because I can still remember my trip, so watching the video wouldn't really do me much justice. But I have been blackout drunk, and I've looked back at videos, and those are like very overwhelming to see, because you're like, wait a second, I did this without any knowledge, like, and no physical knowledge, scary. No recollection of anything.
Bro, I was in Pennsylvania, like, during my college years. In the morning, I woke up in the living room. I did not remember. I'm, like, on the floor, on the carpet, just, like, on the floor. And I'm like, all right, well, let me grab my phone. As soon as I put my finger in my fucking pocket, I knew this wasn't my pocket. These weren't my jeans. So I'm on a random floor, carpeted floor. It was kind of clean. It looked like a dining room that doesn't get used. And these aren't my jeans. Turns out, this was my girlfriend at the time. This was her parents' home, which I've been there dozens of times. I just never really been to their dining room. I don't know why I slept in there. And while we were driving, I was trying to drink out of the bottle. And we hit a bump, and I spilled Hennessy all over my jeans. And somebody was like, I got extra jeans in the back.
That just must be
but I never transferred my shit over, bro. Those 5 to 10 minutes, I thought I was have to, like, I have no phone, and I don't know where I am. Like, that's scary.
It's like being knocked out. I know that feeling, too.
No. I don't know. Did you just wake up? You just
90%
hit a reset button?
Yes, being knocked out is just a few... I want to say like 10 to 20 minutes of you just being confused as to where you're at. Like, you know, this is where you sort of were, but you're just very confused and disoriented. And your head is still groggy as well, because it kind of feels like you can feel your brain.
Yeah,
your brain is throbbing, type of thing. So, yeah, like that
inflamed brain.
A bad... For me, 90% of the time, if I do black out on alcohol, I'll end up back in my house or somewhere safe. But the time in between getting to my house and actually getting safe is a complete mystery. But it's crazy that my body has always been set to come back home. Like, it never will be like, all right, I'm way too drunk past the point of no return. I'm going to just sleep here. I've never had that.
Nah, I'm a nigga that sometimes confidence isn't a good thing. I'll be at a party in a city I've never been before, but if I know somebody that say you cool with everybody, I'll put my head down. I'll put all my belongings to, like, a pocket and have my hands in my pocket. or I'll put it in one pocket and do one of these. I don't give a fuck. I will go to sleep anywhere.
That's hilarious.
I don't push through shit. If I gotta use the bathroom, I go figure out how to. I don't hold it anymore. Like I just.
It's not a good thing, but this happened maybe not too long ago, maybe like a couple years ago. I went to this party, and it was a rave party or whatever. It was in an abandoned building in Jersey. And when I got there, you had to like go through a gate, and it was just a brick of the side of the building was blown out, and you just like go in. So I was there maybe, I want to say 10, 20 minutes before everybody got to get out. NYP, DKNY. It was NJ. It was Jersey PD. Jersey PD, everybody got to get out. And they started like telling everybody to get out. So I wasn't there for very long. They escorted everybody out, got out of there, got to my car. And I'm not proud of it. The last thing I remember was sitting in my car with a water bottle full of tequila and talking to some white boys that was in the party. And they're like, all right, man, we'll catch you later, all right? So I pull off, I drink the whole bottle, and that's where I black out. That's exactly where I black out. And then I have a dash cam as well. So I looked at the dash cam and I looked at my home footage. Turns out I stopped at a bar, got more drinks at Tonitas. We went to you've been to that bar with me in Brooklyn, and
okay.
that bar in Brooklyn, the Spanish bar.
That's the bar, yeah.
The Spanish bar in Brooklyn, Tonitas. So I stopped there. I park my car. I get out. I get more drinks. I hang out for, I don't even know. I can't tell because I didn't look at the timestamps on the video. I come back to my car, say peace out to a bunch of other people that I have no idea who they are, drive home, and get back to my house, walk around my house just for about, back and forth for about, I want to say 2 hours.
Just, you don't even know what you was doing. Just
From the Blitz arcade machine to this wall and back. For about 2 hours.
Just walking.
Yeah.
Not
just
playing Blitz?
No. I had my phone in my hand and I'm looking at my phone, but then I'm putting it back down and I'm just walking back and forth like a zombie. Like literally. That's and then I would stop a couple times and like do one of these on the pole and just kind of like lean like I'm gonna take a nap on the pole, on the stripper pole.
Yeah, the stripper pole. Dave is a crazy guy. He got the stripper pole here.
I wind up in my bed and I woke up the next day and I was like, wait a second, like this is insane. Scary. Hold up, how am I even home? So yeah, that was the last time. I'm definitely not drinking like that again. It was just so much alcohol.
Usually if I get twisted, it's like 2 blocks from the crib. I got some friends that be on First Ave and they out there doing whatever they do, but we got, I'll buy a bottle. My man Mike Mueller buy a bottle, and that's all you really need. If you got 6 people, you got 2 bottles of VSOP, and we drink it straight. Like we'll just drink, and I'll come home stumbling. But I know I only got to go 2 blocks, and since I know it's a short distance, it like excites me because I'm like, yep.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, but it's also like, all right, I know I don't have a fucking mission to get home. That's the worst when you realize you're really drunk and you just have a long way to get home.
Yeah. So I have no idea. I mean, I actually probably done that one other time in my whole life, but yeah, that was pretty
I did some crazy shit.
Insane.
Yo, my man, he invited me out. One of my doctor friends from boarding school. I get there a little bit later. He's about to leave, but he had just ordered a bottle. So he's like, I'm happy you're here. I'm just going to give you this. I'm out of here. Like, he just had to go catch a flight. So he lives an amazing life. Shout out to Doc, a.k.a. Nehemiah.
I know your boy Doc.
Yeah, I think
some cool parties with him.
Yeah, probably.
the penthouse party we went to in Harlem.
I remember that name.
Yeah. I forgot most of that.
So I drink this bottle pretty much to myself. And I'm in an Uber. Like, I'm there past 4 a.m. Like, I'm one of the last people that leave the club because, when you're in that section, they let you stay, get everybody else out first. Then you can finish a couple of drinks. But I was, like, woozy, so I still was letting people go in front of me. I was like, all right, let me go get this Uber or taxi, whatever I called.
Cause you was riding taxis for a long time. I'm like, yo, this guy kicking out a lot of money for some taxis.
Yeah, all the same. I get in one, and we was in the Heights, so I'm in the Heights. I was living in the Bronx this time, so we about to start going towards the Bronx, like I guess through Riverdale. But before we go over there, I have to pee. I said, yo, I gotta pee. I felt like he was giving me a hard time, so I said, yo, forget it. I'll just call another Uber. I get out to go pee. I noticed I left my cell phone in the Uber. I'm drunk. It's 5 a.m. now, 4:30, 5 a.m. now. I said, all right, I'm going to go to the stoop right here, put my head down. I wake up, birds chirping. It's like 7:30 a.m. Because I put my head down also because no cabs, like it was just all Ubers. I had no phone. No yellow cabs were anywhere. Bro, and it rained while I was sleeping. I walked home, sneakers done, whole outfit done.
So it poured on you while you was asleep?
Yep.
Wow. And you didn't wake up in the middle of
I remember
rain?
starting to drizzle like it was like something out of a video game. Like it just started happening all bad at once. That was one of my worst ones. Other than that, it was for Marcos's birthday a couple years ago. I got twisted, but I had an inner voice that said, D, get in your car, turn the heat on, put some music, sleep it off. It get like 5, 6 a.m. shorty calls. I'm like, oh man, I start panicking because I'm supposed to be in the crib. I answered, I'm like, no, I'm on my way now. And I take the car out of the park, I start driving. I get off the phone, I realize, oh, I'm not good to be driving. I hit a turn, and I just remember like the turn being mad wide, and I hit like the bridge that had the pillars. I hit the pillars, shit, and then I ran over the shit that I fucking broke on my car. It was right next to like this big shopping mart, like big parking lot in like Queens or something. I said I'm gonna park it there. It's already 6 a.m. It's already 6 a.m. I'll come get it after I sleep it off. That morning I forgot I promised like my daughter and my daughter's cousin fucking a trip to the circus. I had tickets to the circus, so I had to wake up. Like I got 1 hour of sleep, tops. I was drunk and it was a job thing. So I had to see all my bosses and I was twisted. I get home, I take an Uber to my car. I'm thinking I got minimal damage. Yo, this shit look like a shark ate my car. Both tires in the passenger side completely flat.
Yo.
So I can't even drive it. I had to get it towed back uptown. We go to the first flat fix spot. Niggas say he don't got my tires. So I gotta the fucking tow driver. He don't want to keep doing this shit. I'm like, no, we gotta go to another spot. They put the 2 tires on there. Drove that shit off, put my insurance claim, and now I don't drink and drive. I didn't want to. It was an accident. I panicked and didn't realize until it was too late.
You had to cancel, so you had to cancel all of your plans.
No,
You still made it to the circus and
yeah, I did the circus thing. It was like a blur. It was like almost like a dream, like an outer body experience. I was so hungover. Like I don't even know if you could say hungover. Like I was on autopilot. Like it was just like I was watching the circus, but I wasn't watching the circus. I was just looking in that direction, more or less, for 2 hours.
yeah, I know that feeling of like having to coast through something because of too much intoxication or whatever the case may be. I do know that.
Tell all the young kids, don't drink on when you work in the morning, man.
Absolutely.
You're gonna live longer if you don't do that shit. I lost the job at Banana Republic because of that.
Drinking and coming in hungover. They had
Not
too much. They
coming
was
in
just
at all.
like, yeah, get up out of here,
They
man.
was doing some funky shit. This was the Banana Republic on like Montague in Brooklyn.
So
Out
we don't
of
want you
nowhere.
selling no suits no more.
I don't work weekends to be good with this job. One day they was like, yo, we need you to come in Saturday morning. We got some painting to do. I don't paint. I worked in the stockroom. I'm looking at them like, y'all joking, right? Like painting. I'm telling them, like, one, I didn't want to do, but I'm telling them, like, I can't even write my name on the line. Like, I'm not artistic physically like that. It's gonna cost you more to fix my mistakes. They like, no, we need you at 7 a.m. It's probably earlier than that. Night before I go out with Dan, we tear up the city, and we finish. This is back when they had sour diesel out. So we finished blowing of that on the roof of his building. I wake up, I set an alarm.
Shout out to Dan.
Shout out to Dan. Banana Republic, you gotta wear like dress shit to go to work. He said, I got some clothes, whatever. He gave me a fit. I'm hopping in the shower. I put my head down. Now I'm an hour late. My phone is buzzing. It's the boss. He's like, yo, where you at? I'm like, yo, I'm actually only 15 minutes away. I'm sorry. I stepped over my friend's house. I'll be right there. I put my head down again. I woke up 2 hours later. I never spoke to them another day. They probably have a check of mine over there. Never spoke to them again. I woke up to madness calls and was like, well, we're going to ghost them. I don't shop there anyway.
Yeah, I know that feeling of having to call and just call after waking up and being like, oh my goodness, I just passed out. I'm so sorry, Vinny. This is terrible. No, I'm not making it. I'm not going to. So.
Girl ever fall asleep on you? You on your way? Late night? She fall asleep? You blowing up the phone? No, that never happened?
Yeah. I've had a couple of those moments. Definitely have had a couple of those moments where someone is making plans when they are going to sleep. Over there making plans as they going to sleep. It was just 5 a.m, sending out drunk texts and stuff, seeing which sticks.
Oh, you need to say, hey, back. And we got something.
And then we just going in. But
no, you have the most amazing stories.
Did you see that fight with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul?
Yeah, bro. All right, so the first 3 times we recorded, I was talking about how only one man I fear is Mike Tyson. I don't fear him as much. I'm still not going to fight him because I feel like there might be some, I don't know, he might have held back a little bit.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you feel like he held some back?
Somebody said, I didn't fact check it, somebody said it was illegal for him to throw his uppercut. And that's a signature punch. If that is true, then all right, man. Cause I thought he could have. That first round, that first 30 seconds, I thought Mike was going to eat him up.
That was actually a good first 2 good rounds for Mike, but after that, it looked like he just did not want to get next to Jake Paul, and it was just a terrible.
At the same time, Jake Paul also held up off the gas. He could have pressured more and probably put Mike out. So maybe they just did that shit just to get the money.
I know they did numbers, but I really feel like it was one of the worst boxing sporting events I've ever seen between them and Mike and Netflix. Between the discrepancies between Netflix and Mike Tyson, it was just one of the worst sporting events I have ever witnessed in my life. And I just watched one of the worst innings in baseball to ever occur. So it's like back-to-back, like, bad sports. Sports is in shambles.
I haven't got to win in a long time, man. I'm on the loser streak.
Sports world is in shambles, but
Yankees, fucking Tyson, Kamala. I haven't won since September.
Yeah, you've been
lost a job.
You've been taking back-to-back L's. I'm sorry for that, man.
It's all right. That means we're going to go on a streak. It's a balance, a law of averages.
Due for a win.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We got to make up.
You got to definitely be doing for a win. But, yeah, that was definitely terrible sports. I was just appalled by that whole show.
Waste of time?
Appalled. Yeah. Should have bet some way more money on Jake Paul. That would have been, if anything, would have been free money. I mean,
literally.
It would have just literally been free money.
$100,000 on him.
Whatever you get back, it is just free money. Whatever the over is, it's just.
That's why, I just need to teleport back in time a week. I ain't gotta go too far back. Give me a week to redo.
I mean, I could see that, but I'm just not that type of a gambler. Cause what happened if they try to do some funny stuff? Which they did do some funny stuff.
Why is the world like this, man?
It's all good.
Everyone's just trying to fuck you.
I'm definitely
Pause. But it's true, man. Everybody's just trying to jerk you. Pause.
Did you see scientists just discovered this new thing that they can sense smells? We're becoming this whole.
What do you mean?
They're able to sense smells, like whatever smell.
I forgot. Like it identifies the smell.
No. They have this capsule. I gotta show it to you also. It's a capsule thing, and they only done it in their laboratory at close range, where they had this capsule thing, and I guess it sucks up the fumes, and it sends it to another capsule, and they have the smell in close proximity to each other. I gotta look into it more. I gotta look into it more.
The same smell, or it identifies it.
I gotta look into it more because they said it more like it was teleporting smells, kind of like sending smells through teleport or whatever. The air, the Wi-Fi.
You already know they're gonna start sending farts.
I don't know.
You know people gonna start sending farts.
They're gonna start selling all the fumes of different
you got your
people.
exes.
That's $1 billion industry when it actually becomes to fruition.
I don't think so. You got your exes.
You don't think Kim Kardashian is gonna be selling her socks?
I think some people probably will, but
like
you got the Smellexa, right? And then you know your ex-girl got some dude over, you gonna send the fart smell. You gonna be burping in that shit. I've never listen. There's never been a time in my life. Now everyone is different. You're right.
Going to the worst case scenario.
Right, some people are gonna
send
buy
me a
socks.
shit like in Jackass.
Some people buy socks and underwear and shit like that. But there's never been a time in my life where I wanted to pay to smell something.
I agree. Other than a cologne, I bought in a cologne to put on myself so that I can smell appropriate, but not to smell something else.
Paper smell. You would never do that.
No. I mean, that is still a lucrative business. I mean, there's a whole kink community.
Yeah.
There's a whole kink community that sells.
But then you got one of them shits in your crib. And your fucking relatives come over and they know you some freak ball.
Just
freaky ass.
But there's a whole pheromone thing. Like, I'm sure you have smelled a girl's underwears and just kind of like, I don't know, smelled it for a second. Sometimes it depends on the pheromone. The pheromones. There we go. It's definitely a real thing, but I'm definitely not buying somebody's used underwear that I don't know and is not interested in me. Like, that is crazy. But there's people that do that.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not shaming nobody, but I'm just saying it's just not for me.
That can't be healthy.
There's definitely a whole community of perverts and people that'll.
You gotta hide your little Smellexa.
Do all that, but for sure, like that shit'll be a lucrative business to be able to send smells.
You think so? What are they sending?
Billions. That's $1 billion industry.
I don't know. I feel like if if 3D printing didn't take off crazy as we thought of, I thought 3D printing would be way more like usable in society than just like sun and smell.
It'll be OnlyFans / smells, and you'll be able to log on and to smell every person you've subscribed to on OnlyFans. Like it will definitely be billions.
It's like paying
and
extra
billions
for guac.
Just that idea alone would be $1 billion. So we're talking $1 trillion industry, because that alone would be $1 billion
that shit
industry.
Ain't making $1 trillion. I hope they complete this fucking piece of technology. No way.
I really believe that part alone would be worth billions of dollars, and then the other aspect of it,
do you know one
would be worth probably.
Buy it?
You know.
Do you know one person? What do you price this?
Do I know one person that would buy that? I mean, not really, but I'm sure there's a market for it, because if they market it properly and they do something where maybe you could take this smell and fill your home with it, or something crazy where it actually becomes useful to the masses, then yes, I could actually see it. But not just sending specific smells through the internet right now. But there's definitely billions of dollars in that.
Sometimes I just think about life, man.
There's definitely $1 billion.
Here we are, 2024, sitting here talking about sending snails through the internet, while Donald Trump is about to be sworn into presidency. Like it's unbelievable.
It is a topsy-turvy world.
Where we are.
It is definitely a topsy-turvy world, but you know.
Yo.
What would be the alternative? We got the first female black president. Please. Yeah. They're gonna be celebrate good times. Come on, please. Let's celebrate.
Please.
That's what it would have been like. There would have been a whole bunch of liberals in the streets. Just like
taking the electric slide at the fucking Lincoln
Boogie.
We got now. You know what we got now?
Yo.
We got the Proud Boys dressed like they work at fucking Sears, walking down the block talking shit.
But you really can't say that because the whole map was overwhelmingly red. It's not like it was just a close victory. It was
that red
overwhelmingly red.
The red also represents like just land. Like it's
yes. I do understand that.
So,
and a lot of America is a lot of land, and it is a lot of rural places. But you gotta imagine those people in those rural places aren't really rich either. They're not rich either. So why would they vote for this rich douchebag?
Same reason why people aren't rich and take bad loans and do things against each other. They don't know any better.
It was overwhelmingly red. So it just like it turned into a landslide. So only like certain major cities from what I saw were blue. New York City, Miami, like certain places. Well, he won Florida though, but yeah.
It poses an interesting question though. You like the money aspect. You vote based on like the economic like forecast. But in the places in the country where the most money is made that supplements the other country, they disagree with them. There's no money in Mississippi. California and New York, they literally are federal tax dollars we make in these states help the Medicare and Medicaid in Kentucky and shit like that. And so you would think there'd be some better minds in those states where the finances are happening. Just interesting conundrum there.
I mean, those people saw that even though these people are rich, they're gonna at least try to boost the economy somehow and let these, or not even boost the economy, but in the sense of lower their restrictions so that these Amish people don't get called on by the feds and brought up against charges when they've been doing this for 100 years already on this land, and they're like wondering why is the government overstepping their boundaries with us. So
what are they
I guess that's
doing?
A big part of Donald Trump's candidacy is
what are the Amish people up to?
Something had happened and the feds had raided them, and that's why they voted Donald Trump. You ain't
all right,
you ain't read like that article? Story, I did mention that to you before. I feel like that story
sounds familiar, that they answered some legal. Well, what the fuck are they doing? What was the suspicion? I gotta know this.
Some type of FDA food drug thing that they got raided on, and you know who's your boy RFK Jr. over there.
How's he my boy? He not my boy. I never even fucking said his name.
Now he's talking about dismantling the FDA. So
yeah, he's about to be a fucking prominent positioned person in Trump's fucking cabinet, man.
Exactly.
My boy.
Because those are the people that freaking those are the people that raided the Amish people. And so I guess from that backlash they ended up voting red. So yeah.
Oh my god.
That was so that's not your boy.
For the record, no. I never even said those initials next to each other.
You never said those. Okay.
I never formed that symbolic performance.
I thought that was your homeboy Dr. Measles.
Dr. Measles. Did he get caught on camera just like talking mad shit or something? He was saying the opposite on camera on some like, yeah, I fucking told him that lie. Some shit like that.
I don't know.
Doubling down on a lie, just admitting to it or some shit.
I have no idea. I just saw them eating McDonald's on a private jet.
Do you remember during Trump's first presidency? So when a champion wins the championship, whether it's NBA, whatever, they come over to the White House for like dinner. The college football national champions went over to the White House during Trump's presidency, and he got them all catered fast food. He had fish and filet on a presidential china. This is he's ghetto, man.
I did.
He's a fucking piece of shit. There's no taste.
What was the previous meal?
Man, I'm sure it was chefed up by the fucking best chef they could fucking find.
I gotta know what the last meal was. Because...
Well, you don't think Obama turned that fucking menu up?
You would have thought he was paying for it out of his own pocket.
Yo, you would have thought these are 13-year-olds. What the fuck do you mean? KFC, McDonald's, Domino's. He had it all, like a spread. So you can have all your favorite fast food spots you into.
Go America. These are all our American companies.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Have a Big Mac.
Have our American food, you know? No. Do not get the steak fresh off the cow.
Get the steak off the fucking ass of the cow.
Don't get the...
Get the ass steak.
Don't get the fresh steak. But, I mean... He ain't, you know... He's about his money. He's about America. So I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping.
Money. He's about his money.
He's about his money in America. So
you don't think he's a salesman?
I made a few dollars off his stock too. DJT.
Oh, I think that now's a great time. I don't know. I think now's a good time.
I actually have not seen it.
Short it.
You've said that a lot.
Short that shit.
You have definitely said that quite a bit.
Now's the time to short it.
I don't know how many times you have said short Donald Trump stock. Every time I've mentioned this stock, you said short it. But when he almost got shot, yo, it went through the roof. I swear to you.
Oh my God. Just, you know, I always pick this.
Oh, we up. It's up 13% in the last week.
Damn. Is that all?
Oh, it's down 15 in a month. Hold on. Let's get the bigger picture. 3 months, 1 year. Yeah.
Max, hit the max.
Max is not that far away, but yeah.
Doubled. So it's at $30 a share, $31 a share.
But it caught these couple of spikes. You see that?
Yeah.
That's insane, bro.
That's people building it up and cashing
That
out,
is
man.
insane. Imagine it goes back to that.
I think you could wait till it gets to $50 and then you gotta short the fuck out of it.
Oh well, yeah.
What does that company even do?
But if you took a short at $50, if you took a short at $50 here, you would have been in for a bad time.
Yeah, you would have just had to weather the storm.
You would have been in for a bad time. And then you
probably would have been rich.
Then you probably would have caught it. But it depends.
If you'd have been doubling down on the way up, like, no way, you would have been fucking rich.
Exactly. You're not going to hold on to this for that long.
You got to be stubborn.
You
got to really hate the guy.
You're going to take that L and actually... But then it went down to 13, and now it's back up to 30. That's insane, though. Come on.
It's insane. You are right. Probably because there's manipulation involved. That's why. These are not normal, generic stock swings in prices here. There's something up, man. Where there's smoke, there's fire. This guy's a salesman.
Let's see
He's
what's
a swindler by trade. He's done it. Fucking.
Let's see one of the first times I bought this stock. I guess I probably lost some money. It depends. Well, it's
all timing, yeah.
It depends.
You just probably saw it boosting up. You said, let me get on this ride. And it took the fucking rug.
But I definitely did buy more. $26.
I've been wanting to add to my Doge. I bought that.
But
shit
I got rid
years
of
ago.
all of that. I did get rid of. I think I'm honestly gonna stop trying to like play with the market too much, and I'm gonna put a good 60 to 70% of it inside of an ETA, QQQ,
ETF,
or the spot
gotcha.
ETF. Sorry.
I think the best way to do it is you just have to wait for those moments where, like during COVID, things dropped crazy, and you just catch those sales, and you just keep catching those sales. So if you get 20 to 40, 50% off of a stock, and you're already up, even with the drop, just you're gonna be riding it out anyway. Just keep catching the sales, trusting the companies that you invested
numbers.
in.
I probably had like 7% gains, and the market was up 25%. I'm like, why the fuck am I only getting 7%? I'm gonna stop doing this. So
Sometimes you dance, you miss out. You trying to time it. I don't. Anytime I sold stock, bro, I swear to God, that shit went up, kept on going up, and I just be tight, like big money, like tens of thousands of dollars that I just sold too early.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. ETFs is looking like the way to go with a lot of money, and stop playing with it. And then I have my other side, which is just Bitcoin. And I don't hold any altcoins because altcoins make you money. I ain't gonna hold you.
I have Doge. I wanted to add to it, but I don't know if
Exactly.
I should. Is it at the high now? Or is it gonna just get crazy once he gets his power?
I mean,
Got like 300 Doge coins. Nothing crazy.
I mean, it is up 100%. It's hard to tell because they're talking about Bitcoin hitting $100. It's already at 99, basically. It's already at 99, basically. Yeah. Almost 99. So
We
yeah.
have an imaginary currency. It's being fucking blown through the roof in value.
I mean, I always said I was gonna keep one Bitcoin. I'm just.
It just feels like this.
Never gonna sell one. I'm always gonna hold on to it.
Unless
Unless I'm on like unless I sold all my stuff. Unless I've sold all my stuff and shit. I do wish.
Don't make you wish you had 3 so you could sell one now and get that 100 bands right now. What would you do with it? You go on vacation?
I mean, 100 bands. I would invest 100 bands.
just
If I got
throw
an extra 100
Let's
bands
say you had
right
3
now.
Bitcoins right now.
If I
And
had
you think about selling one and you did for 99,000. Where would you just reinvest the money?
I probably would sell one and put my money into an ETF. And I would just do that because I'm trying to continuously live off of whatever dividends or
Slow money is grow money.
whatever
Bro.
I get. And that's what I've been living off of as well. Just small dividends. So, man, I'd rather do that instead of I've said this to a lot of people. I'm happier making $20,000 from my couch doing pretty much nothing as opposed to going out and working for $90,000. Like, what the fuck? What is the point? Especially for me.
It's a lot of hours. It's your whole life is the thing. Because, I was working 9 hours a day. And it's just like, there's no time before that. You got to be there at 9. You got to get as much sleep as you can. And then when you're done and you get home, it's like 7.
Exactly.
What the fuck is you going to do? Or you just lose a lot of life.
You do 9 to 5?
I was doing 9 to 6 at the
Oh, 9 to 6. Okay, got you.
I just piece it all together. I do my acting. I'll do lift for 2-3 hours. Got a quick 150 or something like that. $100. Yeah. Just if I have 2 hours in the day, because now I have an open schedule. I did some focus group for Meta glasses. And I just keep on hitting the acting thing, but now it gives me more time if I've got to take an acting class or if I got to do multiple auditions or something like that or get headshots. It could be done the next day. I ain't got to worry about whether I take a day off or if I could get it done on the weekends and shit like that. It's definitely a happier thing, but there's something about the security that these careers give you. You know how much you're getting every 2 weeks. You know if something happens to you, there's life insurance for people you love and shit.
I agree. But for me, like, I don't have any kids at the moment. So like I have minimal responsibility, does it feel like, do you ever think about like I gotta pay for college when she gets older, if she decides to go to college? Do
No,
you
it's
ever
funny.
have like
I think of
I
that.
gotta move into a bigger house? Do you ever have like these thoughts of having like the American dream per se? Because I used to have that.
No, I mean, I think there's just like, it can't be all one thing. Like when people talk about American Dream, it's like really like vague. It's like the house, the kids, and the dog, and the yard, and it's like, but where is the house? How close are you to the city? Are you in the city? How are these kids? Are they into sports? What type of like it's? So to me, it's more like the inner culture of the what my day to day is what I'm chasing. To be able to wake up and almost do whatever I want, to see my daughter every day, to like just be present in the world outside of a job and give my attention to that. Like I was staring at 3 computer screens for 9 hours a day in this office with no windows in the back of the fucking building. And I'm like, bro, I was on billboards and TVs, and then how did I make a turn and end up here? It's a weird feeling. And then it's like,
Do you
you have
think
a
there's
resentment
more
in it.
money in being an actor? Do you think that you can actually hit it big per se, like that type of thing?
100%, 100%. And wherever I would fall, I would know what to do with wherever that level is and how to still piece it all together and make it happen. That it wasn't a. I don't think it was ever a question of like confidence. Like I believe I could fly if I stood outside and fucking read about it and tried. It was just more. All right, do you want to take the jump? Do you want, because you're gonna have to go through hard times. Right now, you're sitting in the chair for 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to outthink nothing. You just do what you're told for 9 hours, and you get your check.
Exactly.
I made good money.
Exactly. So, that's where I was going to. Like, it's chasing the American dream per se. It's that type of thing, because I used to have that type of wish where it was the wife, kids, a house. My basement looks just like my apartment now, and then upstairs is just a regular house, and we have like a small backyard. I used to have that American dream, and then like, you know, I went in and out of relationships, was with somebody for a very long time, didn't work out, and after that, I actually just stopped chasing the whole American dream thing.
Do what makes you happy. Like sometimes people do it just to like feel like they've accomplished it. They've won the race in a sense. Like, man, it's your race. It's got to do things as it pieces in.
I hear you. I agree. And then pause right there.